Toyota seems to be following its own rules, and guess what happened? Toyota's got a wild strategy up its sleeve. Instead of diving headfirst into making electric cars, they're thinking of splurging on pollution credits. What's the deal with that? It seems they'd rather flash cash on these credits than pump billions into electric cars that might not even sell. So let's talk about Akio Toyoda, the big boss over at Toyota. He's like the head honcho, calling the shots and steering the company in the right direction. Toyota's all about making Toyota cars innovative, eco-friendly, and top-notch quality. The guy behind Toyota's commitment to staying ahead of the curve in the ever-changing world of cars. The world is against us since we refuse to make electric cars. It's a bold statement. Toyota is basically pointing out that there's a lot of pressure on Toyota to join the electric car trend, but they're holding back. Toyota argues that the push towards electric cars is making it seem like Toyota is out of step with the rest of the world. Toyota isn't just dragging its feet for no reason. Toyota's got some valid concerns. He's worried about investing heavily in electric cars and that it might not be the best move financially, especially if the demand isn't as high as everyone thinks. Toyota believes that by sticking to their strengths in hybrid technology and fuel-efficient vehicles, they can still make a positive impact on the environment without going all in on electric cars. But of course, not everyone agrees with Toyota's approach. Some people think Toyota needs to get with the times and start pumping out electric cars like there's no tomorrow. It's a heated debate for sure. Toyota's stance highlights the challenges and tough decisions that car companies like Toyota are facing in today's rapidly changing automotive landscape. Whether you're team electric or team hybrid, the future of cars is definitely all about EVs. And Toyota's got some big decisions to make. Toyota's big boss is saying by 2030, about 30% of cars on the road will be electric. Seems like they're holding off on making more electric cars until people actually start buying them. Look at Ford, GM, and Tesla even had some. But now, things are different. The resale value of electric cars is dropping fast. I've seen folks trying to sell nearly new electric Volvos for way less than what they paid. People aren't just interested, so Toyota CEO is playing it safe, saying 30% by 2030. We have a few things to say. Once folks hop into these electric cars and see all the headaches they bring, the crazier repair costs, and the insurance rates that soar, the constant need for pricey tires, they might think twice about getting another one. Ford's telling its dealerships they've got some not-so-great mechanics on board who need serious retraining. Get this, Ford's saying over half of their technicians need to shape up by April 1st, or they won't honor warranty claims. Now, these dealerships aren't owned by Ford, but they're independent businesses, so those mechanics, they're not Ford employees. They work for whoever owns the dealership. Ford's basically trying to flex that. We need better folks fixing our cars. Ford's saying shape up or ship out if those mechanics don't get their act together. Ford's not honoring warranty claims. They reckon over half of those claims are bogus, blaming the mechanics for not knowing their stuff. Customers shell out big bucks for repairs, but mechanics only get a fraction of that cash. No wonder some smart ones might bail and start their own gig for bigger bucks. The good mechanics could split, leaving the not-so-great ones behind. Speaking of big, take a look at American pickup trucks. They're massive. Just compare a Chevy, a Ford, and a Toyota. Tacoma. Funny thing is, even though the Tacoma's not tiny, it looks puny next to these behemoths. Guess Americans like everything bigger, from their meals to their rides. So, Mary Barra, the big boss at GM, says by 2030, everyone will be zipping around in tiny electric cars. Right now, GM's making bank and selling those massive pickup trucks and SUVs. Do you really think Americans will suddenly switch to small rides? Americans have always been about big wheels. Nowadays, they're even going bigger. Sure, some cars are getting smaller, but folks are still crazy about SUVs and trucks. If GM thinks people will downsize and go electric, they've got another thing coming. I mean, everything's supersized in the USA, from people to meals to cars. Folks are leaving their engines running more than ever, especially when waiting around. It's not great for your car or the environment. Engines weren't made to just sit there idling. Diesel engines can handle it better, but still, it's not ideal. Those big trucks you see idling, well, if they're diesel, it's not as bad, but it still wears the engine out faster. Take old cop cars, for example. They might only have 75,000 miles on them, but if you check the hour meter, you'd see they've been idling for like 40,000 hours. That's a ton of engine wear. Plus, idling burns up fuel, especially for gasoline cars. Diesels are a bit better. They don't use as much fuel when idling, but either way, idling can lead to a carbon buildup inside the engine. That's why folks talk about giving their cars an Italian tune-up, just basically hitting the highway and revving it up to clean out the carbon. So, bottom line, idling might seem harmless, but it's actually doing some serious damage. The idling just isn't bad for your car, it's bad news for the environment too. Take Honda's oil dilution issue. For example, gasoline can mix with the oil, especially in engines with turbochargers. These engines pump out a lot of pressure, which can force gas past the piston rings and into the oil. The idling gas means you're burning fuel for no reason, which pollutes the air and wastes gas. So, instead of sitting there with the engine running and the AC blasting, what about Tesla? Remember when Elon Musk said Tesla cars would be like gold mines, gaining value over time? It turns out that's not exactly true. Despite Musk's big promises, Tesla cars aren't holding their value like he said they would. In fact, they're practically worthless on the used car market. Musk even repeated this claim in 2023, but reality's showing a different story. The truth is, most cars lose value over time, no matter what Elon says. Thinking about renting out your car to make some extra cash? You need a special insurance for that. Because if something goes wrong and you're using your regular insurance, you're in trouble. Your insurance company might just drop you like a hot potato and refuse to pay up. They'll say, hey, you bought insurance for personal driving, not for renting it out. There have been cases where rented cars were in serious accidents and the owners got sued for big bucks. So, all those dreams of easy money from renting out your car, saying your car will be worth a fortune over time and that you can make a bundle renting it out, cars are money pits, always have been. Don't fall for the idea that your car will magically turn into a cash cow. Elon might live in La La Land, but the rest of us know the truth. Cars lose value over time, they don't gain it. And if you ever try renting out your ride for some extra dough, be ready for a headache. You could even end up in court if something bad happens when the person renting your car. So, you don't want to go there. Elon can dream up all the fairy tales he wants, but us regular folks live in the real world. So, wrapping up our chat about Toyota and Toyota's stance on electric cars, it's clear they're facing a big dilemma. On one hand, there's this huge push towards electric vehicles, and Toyota risks falling behind if they don't join the party. But on the other hand, Toyota's not convinced that going all in on electric is the best move for the company. Toyota's been a trailblazer in the automotive industry, especially with their hybrid technology. They've got a track record of making reliable, fuel-efficient cars that people love. Toyota's not willing to toss that aside just to chase the latest trend. Meanwhile, the world's changing fast and EVs are gaining traction like never before. It's a tough call for Toyota and his team. Do they stick to their guns and focus on what they do best, or do they take the plunge into the electric future? One thing's for sure though, whatever decision Toyota makes, it's going to have a big impact on the future of cars. Whether they go electric or stick to their hybrid roots, Toyota and the folks at Toyota have some serious thinking to do. So, here's to Toyota and the entire Toyota crew. May they navigate these electrifying times with wisdom and foresight. After all, the road ahead may be uncertain, but with Toyota at the wheel, we can bet on Toyota staying true to their legacy of innovation and excellence. So, what do you think? Will Toyota eventually be able to move to EV production? Share your thoughts with us. Also hit the like and subscribe button before you go.